It's
Hey, barwe na whip. Oh, at ya goroka hengo bati zakagara. Jetien. Atumo uronda gam. Dora pondombo rambo onga beviru. Chiwarongo. Jetien. Toka hengo ona porongo hotel zakaka. Oh.
I have to say, Kairasa, Vangxa, Katuuo story starts with that underdog energy I love. Picture this, underground gigs, experimenting with sounds, and building a buzz that spilled from tiny venues into overflowing WhatsApp groups. It's wild how word of mouth can spark a movement these days.
Absolutely. And what makes it so interesting is how he blended old-school Namibian rhythms with those fresh, modern beats. That mix drew people in. He wasn't just another artist. He was creating a new soundscape. His early fans must have felt like they were discovering something revolutionary before the rest of Namibia caught on.
Totally. And thinking about his debut album, The Beginning of My Journey, it almost feels prophetic. He was laying down the roots, showing off his storytelling skills and that refusal to fit inside any one genre box.
And then he doubles down with the Manifesto. 13 tracks, all more daring than before, especially those wild instrumental distortions. I remember hearing folks debating whether he was pushing boundaries or just going off the rails. He definitely made people talk and listen.
It's that kind of risk-taking that catches my ear. Speaking of which, his output is just staggering, right? Let's get into that because the sheer volume of music he's put out is its own story. I can't think of many artists, local or global, who've dropped over 300 singles. That's not just a work ethic. It's almost like he's chronicling his life and the world around him track by track.
Exactly. And each single digs into something different. Sometimes it's cultural pride. Other times he's unpacking industry beef or just reflecting on his own struggles. That keeps his catalog feeling alive, like you're hearing the story as it's being written.
And what really stands out is how he resists repeating himself. Even with that much music, you don't get a sense he's just churning things out. Every track feels intentional, part of this bigger mosaic he's building.
For sure. He's almost like a journalist with a beat, documenting the ups and downs, except his pen is a melody. And yet, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. The music world can be cutthroat, and Vangxa's faced his share of drama.
That actually reminds me of the rivalry drama and diss tracks that so many artists get pulled into. Let's talk about how Vangxa handled that side of the industry. It's almost a rite of passage for artists to get challenged with diss tracks and public feuds. But Vangxa's approach? He just sidestepped the whole circus. That takes a kind of self-control I honestly admire.
It's such a power move. Instead of getting dragged into spats, he focused on leveling up his craft. I love that he describes himself as number 10. It's like he's ranking his own artistic journey rather than playing the popularity game.
There's something refreshing about seeing someone opt out of the drama and let their music do the talking. It's risky, though. The industry doesn't always reward artists who avoid the spotlight in that way.
True, but in Vangxa's case, it made him stand out even more. That independent streak attracted the right kind of attention, like from Downtown Records. You could say it opened a new chapter for him.
Funny you mentioned Downtown Records. Let's dive into how signing with them shifted his trajectory. When an artist like Vangxa joins a label as big as Downtown Records, you know something big's about to happen. It's more than just distribution, it's about validation for everything he's built independently.
Absolutely, and it's not just validation. The resources and reach he gained let him refine his production and expand beyond Namibia's borders. Suddenly the sound was crisper, the audience bigger, and the ambition even higher.
And he didn't just stop at better studio tracks. His live performances have become legendary. The band, the pianist, and those dancers. People call his shows the best in Namibia for a reason.
I still get chills thinking about that Red Lark live show in Botswana. He turned the crowd into part of the story, not just spectators. And then there's the Meat and Beer Festival set. Every show is this surge of energy and storytelling.
It's wild how he's redefined what live music can be here. But maybe the most impressive part is how, through all this, he's still inspiring the next wave. Let's wrap up by talking about that legacy he's building. You know, for some artists, legacy is an afterthought. But for Vangxa, it feels like an ongoing project. He's setting the blueprint for what's possible in Namibian music.
And the best part is that it's not about chasing trends. He's all about authenticity, creative risk, and sheer perseverance. That's what draws in the younger artists who see him as proof you don't have to compromise who you are to succeed.
There's an energy to that, like He's not just making music, he's making space for new voices. I get the sense this story is far from over. He's just getting started.
Couldn't agree more. With each new release and every show, he's expanding what Namibian music can be. I can't wait to see who follows in his footsteps, or who tries to outdo his record of 300 singles.
That's the magic, right? We get to witness it unfold in real time. Here's to Vangxa's journey, and to the new voices already tuning up behind him. Let's be honest, smashing that subscribe button is the new handshake, right? I mean, your thumb's not here just to scroll TikTok all day. We need those thumbs showing some love.
If my thumb could talk, I think it'd ask for a raise with all the subscribing I make it do. But seriously, it's hilarious how one tiny click can convince the internet gods to show our faces to thousands more people.
I always joke that YouTube's like a secret club, and subscribing is the password. Hit that button, and suddenly we're all in on the same musical conspiracy.
And don't forget the thumbs up. It's like the emoji equivalent of a standing ovation, except you can do it in your pajamas while eating cereal. Modern technology is beautiful.
Speaking of pajamas and cereal, let's talk about our sponsor, because Eastside Records Namibia is basically the breakfast of champions for music lovers. So, Eastside Records Namibia is kind of a big deal around here. Not just because their name sounds like a secret agent alias, but because they're shaking up the music scene.
Totally. They're like the cool aunt who always knows the best music before it's cool. You log onto their channel and suddenly discover 5 artists you never knew existed but now can't live without.
That's exactly it. And they don't stick to just one flavor. One day it's hip-hop, the next it's Afrofusion, then suddenly you're grooving to some wild jazz track you didn't even know you liked.
What surprises me most is how they make every genre feel like a party you were personally invited to. No VIP list, just a community of music fans geeking out together.
That actually reminds me one of my favorite things about their channel, is how seriously they take upcoming artists. It's not just the big names. It's like talent scouting, but with way more funky hats.
I know, right? Sometimes I watch their interviews and think, wait, why isn't this person already famous? It's almost like Eastside Records has a sixth sense for spotting future chart toppers.
Plus, they give these artists space to talk about their creative process, their worst gigs, their favorite snacks. True journalism, in my opinion.
Honestly, if you can get an artist to open up about their weirdest pre-show ritual, you've struck podcast gold. And Eastside Records practically has a whole vault of those stories.
Funny you mention stories because their comments section is where the real show happens. I've seen song recommendations, hilarious debates, and even a mini roast battle about who wore the funkiest hat.
Absolutely. It's like a digital campfire, where everyone brings their favorite tracks and their hottest takes. You never know if you'll walk away with a new playlist or a new internet best friend.
And the best part? No trolls allowed, just pure musical enthusiasm. It's like the world's friendliest mosh pit, but with emojis instead of elbows.
So, if you want to join Namibia's grooviest family, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and maybe bring your funkiest hat to the comment section. You'll fit right in.